Welcome back to GP Outdoors. Pretty exciting day on the channel. We've got a new splitter to try out. This is a commercial grade kinetic splitter that I got from our friends at Farmer Equipment Sales. It's made by Oregon out of the United States, and we're going to give it a few tests today, see how it performs. Let me show you the lineup. So I've got some rounds from each of the main 4 hardwoods that we get up in this area of Ontario and that are primarily used for firewood and for heat. Got a little bit of basswood, which as you know is a hardwood, but it's one of the softer hardwoods. Kind of a mainstay here, I've got some maple. This is from that tree that you saw me fell about 4 or 5 weeks ago. It was right after the sap was running. They're wet, heavy, and they're still green. I've also got some rounds of ash. This is a tree that we felled about 5 or 6 months ago. Log was left on the pile, and I bucked up these rounds yesterday, just for the purpose of the test today. And lastly, no test of any splitter is complete unless you've got some nasty stringy elm to try out on it. Not only did I pick up some rounds from a tree we bucked up this morning, but I also made sure to get the log from the trunk end of it, which are usually pretty gnarly, and I've also got 1 or 2 pieces that I know for sure have some knots in it. So if you've got a few minutes, hope you'll stick around. Let's see how the splitter handles all this hardwood. Let me take a minute to run through the specs on this splitter. As I said, it's made by Oregon out of the United States. It's a commercial grade kinetic splitter. Weighs about 540 pounds. It's got twin 70-pound flywheels, 2-pulley system, and it's powered by a 6.5 horsepower Kohler engine. You can safely tow this unit, behind your pickup truck, your ATV, your tractor, etc., up to a maximum of 45 miles per hour, which is about 65 to 70 kilometers an hour. It has 8-inch tires on it, and it's equipped with a 2-inch coupler as well as the safety chains. One of the intuitive designs I really like already about this unit is that unlike other splitters I've used and you've seen on the channel, the trailering tongue is not fixed permanently. I know we've seen some units where you've got to remove some pins and you can actually take the tongue off so that it's out of the way when you're doing your work. This one, really nice design. Once you've dropped the front leg, the tongue easily slides in and under the table. Out of sight, out of mind, and completely out of the way. And although this is the heaviest splitter I've ever used on this channel, weighing in at 540 pounds, it's well engineered. Large portion of the weight is sitting out of the back axle, so your tongue weight for your trailer hitch is pretty reasonable. Totally fine for my small ATV. The table on it is good, thick steel. And I like the fact that they put a 2-inch lip around the edges to help you maintain your material on the table. Nice size receiving table, plus they were intuitive enough to put a couple of handles on the front so you can move it around a lot easier. This splitter has a 6-inch hardened steel wedge welded here at the end of the throw, but I want to show you the biggest and most important feature I think this unit has to offer. I know that many people often voice safety concerns about using kinetic splitters, especially one like this that's got a 2 to 3 second cycle time. There's a lot of energy built up off those flywheels when that ram comes out to split your wood. But I like the design that Oregon's put in place. It's a 2-hand system in order to operate the splitter. Let me show you how it works. The unit has a safety latch in addition to the control arm for engaging the ram. Both hands have to be on both of those paddles through the throw of that ram, or the ram will stop immediately and retract as soon as you lift your hand off the safety latch. That means that your hands are always in the right place at the right time while you're working your material on the table. Unlike most consumer grade splitters, at least ones that I've had experience with, this has a much higher table than I'm used to. Generally speaking, consumer grade splitters are usually around 24 inches from the ground. This one's at 29.25, so another just over 5 inches higher than the average splitter, which is kind of a nice feature because the table height now allows me to bring my firewood trailers right up to the edge, or perhaps the big tool rack on the back of my tractor, I can back it up right underneath this table. Or as you're going to see today, it's at just the right height for me to pull my pickup truck up, drop the tailgate, and I can work my material and throw it right into the bed of the truck when I'm done. Nice. Not bad. Let's wrap this up. I wanted to send out a big thanks to the good folks at Farmer Equipment Sales here in Ontario. They were really kind enough to give us yet another piece of good quality equipment to try out on the channel, and they said I could keep it for a while. Well, I have to say, that was a pleasure. Machine worked really well today on those hardwoods. I was really impressed with the way it handled the elm. As I'd mentioned at the start of the video, we just dropped that elm tree this morning. It was sopping wet and green, and man, if you're ever going to buy a splitter and you live in this area, Ontario, you want to make sure that whatever splitter you buy can handle the elm, because that stuff is the nastiest, stringiest wood to try to cut or to split, especially when it's green. I hope you enjoyed the video today, or at least found it informative. If you like the channel, please click subscribe, hit the like button, and if you want to know when I'm posting more videos, just click that little bell. Have a wonderful week with your families and a safe week. And most of all, be kind. I'll see you again on the next one. Cheers.